What's up, guys? We are back in the Apex this week with Renato Moicano versus Chris Duncan. I'm breaking down every single fight on the card, starting off the night with Dione Barbosa versus Melissa Gatto. So I'm going to go with a new theory this fight. I'm going to go Melissa, but let me tell you why. While Dione Barbosa, she's a good women's MMA grappler. She got the women's MMA throws that you like to see. And then she got some, nice takedowns, and she got good back control. She's a good scrambler. However, in the Korean Silva fight, she lost position a lot. Now, Melissa's a little bit more dominant on top, in my opinion. She holds position a lot better. Now, the theory I'm going to go with is usually inactive women fighters, for some reason, they come back and do a lot better. So I'm going to choose Melissa in this fight. I'm going to see how it goes. Melissa does fight very long. She's also a good grappler. She's an active striker. She got a lot of activity. And she has moments every fight, whether she's fighting Tracy Cortez or she's fighting a lower level fighter. She's going to have her moments. And if it's a lower level fighter, she's going to win a fight. But if it's like a Tracy Cortez, she does perform well. However, Tracy Cortez is a top 10 fighter, and that's okay to lose. Next fight, we got Azamat Bekoev versus Tresean Gore. I got Bekoev in this fight. It's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back from his first loss in the UFC. Bekoev, I think he's just better than Tresean Gore in every department. He's a better striker. Tresean Gore is okay at striking, but his strong suit is he's more of a grappler, and then he likes to put that guillotine on guys, and he's tough. Bekoev, he's got a better wrestling credentials, like 2 times the experience. He got better wins in the UFC. He's shown glimpses of what he could do good when he fought like Zach Reese, and then when you fought Ryan Loder, he showed glimpses of what he can do with his power, his wrestling ability, and his ability to stay on the feet. Last fight, that's a tough fight. But Gore's a tough fight for a lot of prospects. So I think Tresean Gore is a much easier fight for him. So I got Azamat Bekoev to get the victory. Now we got Hailey Cowan versus Elise Pereira. So I got Hailey to get the victory. Elise, she's a good prospect. She lost. I chose against her the first fight. And the reason why I chose against her, she doesn't have like educated striking. She throws one shot at a time going backwards. She's not putting together combinations. She's not moving forward as much as I like to see her. She's just backing up against the fence, which Hailey is actually good at. Hailey's good at those grinding out type of fights. Hailey, she's a good grinder. She has a good top game. To me, this is a dirty fight versus a clean fight. Hailey's going to want to fight the dirty fight. She's going to want to have it in tight, in the clinch, take her to the ground, be on top of her. And Elise, she's going to want to fight the clean fight. She's going to want to go on the back foot, catch her with, she fights like Sean O'Malley, but she's nothing like that. But she want to catch her going backwards with a counter shot. And in the women's MMA, you need to land volume. Elise hasn't learned that yet. She learns that, she could be good. She just hadn't learned that yet. I think that's what it comes down to. It's a close fight for a reason, though. Now we got Lando Vannata versus Darrius Flowers. So I don't know why. Okay, first I got Lando Vannata. I don't know why they made this fight, though. It's just, I don't understand it. Lando hasn't fought in 3 years. Darrius hasn't fought in years. Darrius, I don't even think he got a win in the UFC. Darrius got good forward pressure, but he got odd striking defense. And a lot of shots get through, but he got a decent chin, I'm just saying. He got decent wrestling, but I think Lando Vannata just a little bit higher tier of a fighter, but I don't know how he's going to look after being off 3 years. They're around the same age, though, so that's not, the age shouldn't be too much of a factor. Lando got good lateral movement, good kicks. I just don't know what to say. I don't know why they made this fight. In the Apex, at least put it in front of a crowd if you wanted to see 2 fighters go away on the throne. No, it's in the Apex. They're fighting in the warehouse and they haven't fought in years. I don't know, whatever. Next, we got Alessandro Costa versus Stewart Nicoll. So I got Costa to get the victory, Costa. Costa got very good low kicks, and he's good in the pocket. and he can defend the takedown. And the only thing Stewart really can do, he really only can take you down. He got really good grappling, but it's limited. Like, if he can't take you down and hold you down, then it's not much he can do. He's not really super good on the feet. And I think Stewart will be going backwards, and I think that's going to get him in a lot of trouble because you let Costa get the front foot, he's low kicking you. Like, he can stop you from a low kick, but if he 3 low kicks and it's a wrap. And then if he low kicking you, then now when he gets his hands going and now he stop a takedown, it's just, he got a good sprawl too. Costa does. It's a tough fight for Stewart to get the victory, but I got, I don't even know if he has a chance, but, Costa's good everywhere, so I got Costa to get the victory. Now we got Thomas Petersen versus Guilherme Pat. So I got Pat to get the victory, but this is a very close fight. Thomas Petersen, he's a wrestler, a grinder style, and he throw a lot of single shots on the feet. I think that's what's going to get him in trouble. You throw one shot at a time, then you might shoot. It's predictable. Now, Pat is one of these athletic heavyweights, so I don't know how he's going to do against a bigger heavyweight like Petersen, who could probably hold him against the fence. Pat did get held against the fence his last fight, but Pat showed a lot of patience, a lot of resiliency, a lot of, he's on the fence a lot, but when he was out in the open, he got very good striking. Pat got very good striking. He got the height and reach advantage. We have seen Thomas Petersen, win a fight, then lose off of one shot, so that's worth the note. He got way more athleticism than Thomas Petersen. And his takedown defense, Pat hasn't been on the ground in the UFC, but, Thomas Petersen is a good wrestler. He can take him down and he has a chance to win. That's why the odds are even. However, it's some things, Peter, like if you prepare well, if you're Pat and his team, you could prepare well by, a single shot coming. He's going to shoot a takedown after. It's easy to prepare for this fight. Let's see how good he prepared. Let's see how good he could be. I got Pat to get the victory. Now we got Robert Ruchala versus Jose Delano. So I got Delano to get the victory. He was like one of the best performers on the Contender Series this past season. Let's start with Robert Ruchala. He's a rangy kickboxer, and he likes to kick first to find the range. Then he gets everything else going. But he loves mixing it up in the clinch or getting a takedown. He's a smart fighter. He's not the most talented guy, but he's very smart. Meaning, if he's outgunned on the feet, he's going to find other ways to, get the fight to the ground and whatnot. Now, Delano, he fought some tough wrestlers before in the regional scene. He actually one of the guys who went through the Dana White Contender Series who didn't have to go. He could have went straight to UFC. He got good takedown defense. He got a very good sprawl. I like Jose's power the most and his setups to get there. A lot of shots down the pipe. Good boxing. He got power. He's a good striker all around. He got the kicks too. He's actually very well-rounded, man. It's not a lot of holes in this game. Unless you go against a far superior striker, then you might be in trouble. But the wrestlers right now, I think he'll do good against a lot of the wrestlers, and I don't think Ruchala got the wrestler pedigree to actually be of a threat. He will have to use his striking to be of a threat, and him leading with his kicks is just not a good thing against Delano. You need to have some good hands. So now we got Tommy McMillen versus Manolo Zecchini. Tommy McMillen should get the victory. I'm not a big Tommy McMillen fan. I don't think he's what people think he is. However, in this matchup, he's got the better grappling, got the better striking. I will say Tommy is very, very tough. Even though he got this persona, I don't even know what persona he got, but he got a little, he got a good fan base. But he's actually a tough fighter. It's actually commendable how tough he was last season on the Contender Series. He was super tough. He fought a good opponent. He gritted that one out because he was down, but he's a very gritty fighter. And I just don't think he's easy to put away. And if you're the Italian fella, the UFC giving him a layup. He got nice regional KOs. His striking kind of awkward. You know, he likes to mix the clinch in. But I think Tom McMillen, he's just too much. There's too much for him, just to be honest. Now we got Rafael Estevam versus Ethyn Ewing. So I got Estevam to get the victory. Now it's a very close fight. But the reason why I picked Estevam is because on the regional scene, Ethyn, you know, he did very good. He only got one loss. However, the fight before the UFC, he got taken down a lot by a regional guy. Now, his takedown defense didn't look the best. The guy got on him on like a single, got him to the mat. I didn't see a lot of underhooks, didn't see a lot of sprawls. He just tried to do a switch. He tried to go underneath his legs, do a switch. I don't like that. I don't like to see that. You know, you beat Wellmaker. Wellmaker's not a threat on the ground. Great stylistic matchup. Estevam is a different animal. Now look, Estevam, he's great grappling. He's a relentless grappler. I think he is better suited at 135. He barely made 125. At 135, I think it'll solve his gas tank issues. I think he can fight 3 rounds. Now Ethyn, he fought at 45 in his debut, but he's a 35er. Got a real big head, but he's a 35er. He got good striking, good combos. He got really good power. His boxing is good. He got good slips and counters. I just don't know if he's going to be able to show that. He's another one of these guys who backs himself against the fence. You don't want to do that against Estevam. There's people you could do that against. You could do that against Malcolm Wellmaker. He want to keep it on the feet. Can't do that against Estevam. Estevam get the momentum and get him down once. It's a long night because Estevam he's good. He got good jiu-jitsu just as he got good wrestling. So that's gonna be a long night of Ethyn. Ethyn got to stop the takedown early to have it's an even fight. But if Ethyn can stop the takedown early, then he can do good. I just don't know if he can stop the takedown early. Based on what I've seen on the regional scene, the fight before the UFC, it might, Estevam might, be dominant. But look, it's a close fight. If Ethyn can stop the takedown and he can get his boxing going, then he got a far bigger advantage on the feet. Next, we got Abdul Yakhyaev versus Brendison Ribeiro. This is a wash. Whoosh. Yakhyaev is going to win. Or anything can happen, but I got Yakhyaev. Yakhyaev is just a bull. He's a bull. He goes at you going, I think he's Chechnya, kind of remind me of Hamza Chimaev a little bit. He goes at you. He got good wrestling. He's explosive. He got good power. He's a hard fight for a lot of people. Ribeiro, he's tall, rangy. He got okay jiu-jitsu. But I'm just the matchup is not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup for Ribeiro. Yakhyaev is he's a beast. And he's one of my favorite prospects. So I got Yakhyaev to get the victory. Next, we got the co-main event. This is the co-main event. I feel like I say this a lot of times. What the fuck is wrong with these co-main events they're underwhelming. But Verona Jandiroba versus Tabitha Ricci. So I got Jandiroba to get the victory. Now, this is a very interesting fight. Tabitha Ricci actually never been really taken down and controlled that much. She hasn't fought adversary who can do that to her, though. That's a key thing to note. She's fought a lot of good. She's the one Tabitha Ricci actually is the one who's getting the clinch, who's on the feet, boxing, getting in the clinch, making it a dirty fight, taking it to the ground. Tabitha Ricci is the one that's doing that. She got a KO in her last fight in the clinch, but she's not really a KO artist, but she did. It's worth to know she did do that. She likes striking that distance with a lot of good feints. She got good volume. She's better on the feet. This is the thing. Jandiroba, she's very forward pressure heavy, and I'm afraid that Tabitha Ricci is going to take the back foot. And I think if she take the back foot, then I think that might be her losing the fight. I think it'll be a close fight though. Verna, she got very heavy kicks. She is a little bit older, but she got heavy kicks to gauge the distance, and then she shoots. Now Verna is an interesting grappler. She shoots takedowns. She gets the body lock. She'll pull guard. She'll grab your legs. She'll do anything to get you on the ground. And I think if Ricci get into that, Ricci she has to only keep it on the feet. Because she gets in these grappling exchanges, I think Verna will win. It hasn't been one person in a long time who like really stopped her grappling other than a world champion jiu-jitsu woman, and that's Mackenzie Dern. And I think without the threat of jiu-jitsu, if she gets on top, she's not going to be getting out of the guard. And I think that's what's going to give Ricci some trouble. So I got Verna Jandiroba to get the victory. But it is a very close fight because Tabitha Ricci, it is a world where she can stop the takedown and just keep it on the feet and just outpoint her. Now we got the UFC main event. We got Renato Moicano versus Chris Duncan. I got Moicano to get the victory. It's worth the note, this is an American top team fight. A lot of those fights are weird because I think they spar a lot in the gym. They kind of know who's better than who. But the fight's it could be a weird fight. But I got Moicano because I think, look, a lot of people think they can knock out Chris Duncan. But he strives in those brawls. I think in a slower paced fight against a guy like Moicano, who's been in the American top team, they got some of the same coaches, they probably train together. I think he's going to know to keep the fight at a slow pace. And I think the grappling is going to be more important in this fight than the stand-up. Stand-up department, you know, Chris Duncan, he's not a technical striker. He's like more of a brawler. But he's usually the victim in the brawls, and he just come out on top every time. Like, he's the one getting hurt first, but he's going to, he's like fighting through adversity because he's super tough, and he's getting the victory. Now, against Moicano, I don't think Moicano's going to want to, he's not going to want to try to fight that style of fight. If it's at range, Moicano's going to pick his shots well and get into a clinch. And he got good body lock takedowns, and he got, you know, Moicano can wrestle too. I think Duncan is a little bit stronger of a wrestler, but in jiu-jitsu department, Moicano, I think he beats Chris Duncan. Outside of Chris Duncan having a good guillotine, I don't think as much. Like, I think Moicano's better positionally on the ground. He got better back control, and, you know, he understands positions better in the grappling department. And I think that's what gets him the victory. Especially in a fight where you know these guys, they train out of the same gym. And if it's a slow pace, then I think that favors Moicano. Now, Chris Duncan, he does have power. Moicano is chinny. I just think Chris Duncan, I don't want to say they hand it to him on a silver platter, but Rebecca's going to come at you going forward. McKinney's coming at you going forward. Balaji's coming at you going forward. All three of those guys are literally sprinting at Chris Duncan. Moicano's not going to be doing that. So if he's not going to be doing that, he's going to go chase him. He's going to look like Manuel Torres fight when he fought the Jordan fella. I don't think Jordan's as good everywhere as a guy like Moicano. But I just think if Moicano's not chasing him and Chris Duncan has to lead the dance, and if it's at a slow pace, then I think that favors Moicano. So that's why I'm choosing him in this fight. It is a close fight. It's an obvious power advantage for Chris Duncan and a striking advantage. But if it's not in a brawl, then I think it's pretty even. But it's an American top team fight. We never know what can happen. So those are my full picks for the UFC card, UFC Fight Night, Moicano versus Duncan at the pay-per-view next week. I hope you enjoyed everything. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're out.